Before we start, shall we do a small grounding? And Shruti, we will take your question after the grounding. Yeah. Let's put our phones on silent mode. Let's find our feet on the floor. Sense if your back is straight, eyes closed, and a few moments of connecting with the breathing and coming into the present moment. You breathe in and breathe out and connect with your breath. And now let's synchronize our breathing. Let's breathe together. We breathe in and breathe out. We breathe in and let go. One more time, breathing in and releasing. Come back to normal breathing. And let's connect with the divine. Let's say a small prayer silently in our own words, asking for guidance, asking for protection, and to be shown the way. Slowly come back to your breathing. Become aware of the space around you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay. Thank you for joining us again, everyone. It's great to be doing this session, and thank you to Rajdeep sir for giving me this opportunity. Okay, so then let's continue. You have the recording from last session. That was the starting to customize the software. And if you are just starting out on astrology, it is more than sufficient what we did last time. Today, we are going to take it up a notch. Yeah, this is for someone who practices regularly. Yeah, what I'm going to show you today is for the intermediate astrologer. Yeah, if you don't follow, if you don't need to use this, let it go. Yeah, like before, I have a deck. Let me present the deck and I will tell you what all we'll be working on today. So give me your full attention now, and then we can do the working session. Yeah. Okay. So this is how your opening screen would be looking like. And today, these are the different things that I would like to focus on based on questions and requests I got during the week. So first is how to save charts and how to access them. Yeah. I want to show you the worksheet menu. I want to show you some of the interesting worksheets that are already there. Some options for further customizing the software. A method to look at all the different yogas available in a particular chart. And I also want to show you the research functionality. When you have hundreds of charts, how do you process them? Yeah. Now, before anything, I want us to differentiate between customizing the software to suit your requirements or customizing your techniques to suit the software. Yeah. They are two very different things. Personally, I believe we should do the former. We should customize the software based on what we need. Yeah, because there is just too much in the software. Yeah, and some of the things that I'm going to show you today even I have not mastered it. I know that it's there, so sometimes we will learn together as we do it. Yeah. So this is the chart. This is how my screen looks like. This is how I've set up my work screen. Yeah. Now, first thing that I'd like to show you all when we get into the working session is how to access charts, right? There's a keyboard shortcut. I will give you that. And then this screen opens up and I can see all my different charts that I've saved. Right now, this is what Parashara's light gives. Even you will have this folder called Indian Celebrities. You see over here, Indian Celebrities Actors, and you will have all different actors. Right now, you can scroll down over here. You have a search button here. And when you click on that, this chart opens up and then you click on OK. Yeah. Now, when you click on an icon that you see on the top over here, you see these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 icons on the top left-hand corner. This is the worksheet menu, right? What we did last time was to make our own worksheets. Yeah, that is what I would recommend you to do. But Parashara's light has given you many, many worksheets. Yeah. Now these are grouped. So for instance, the first icon there with the baby over there will give you all these different worksheets. Each of these are different worksheets. Yeah. So depending on your need, on your use case, you can choose any of this. The second one over here will give you all the progress charts, the Tajik charts, the Varshafal charts, the annual charts. In English, it's called annual charts. Yeah, you have annual return, monthly return, daily return, Tajik charts. Yeah. So we don't need to go around making all these screens unless you want to really customize it. The basics are already there. Then you have compatibility charts. Yeah, that's the third icon with the two hearts. Yeah. So here you can check compatibility between two people. These are the different charts that are already given. The next one here gives you transit charts and a few advanced calculations that we use to analyze transits like Ashtaka and Muhurta. Right? These come under that particular icon. All these worksheets, you can go and customize it further. Right? A template has already been given. You also have KP charts, right? Krishnamurti Paddhati is also there. You also have specific charts for Jaimini astrology. So for those of us who are practicing KP or Jaimini, you can check out these screens. There are some interesting worksheets like the transit calendar. We will work on this today, right? How do you customize the transit calendar, right? To see which planets are transiting what. There's also yogas, right? So in the tools menu on the top, you can click on yogas. I'm using a Mac. Maybe it's slightly different in Windows, but tools yogas will open up all the different yogas that are applicable for that particular chart. And at the bottom over here, it also tells you a brief interpretation of that yoga. Yeah. Now, the other thing that I'd like to look at today is the options menu. Many different options. It's also called user preferences, where you can customize the look and feel. You can customize certain calculations like Ainamsha. We can work on that today. Yeah. Shall we start the working session? Yeah. Any particular thing that you want me to include in today's session? Okay, in that case, let's.
Can we include Ashtak Varga?
Yeah, I'll show you Ashtaka Varga. Yeah.
With
So
Prastarak Varga and everything.
yeah. All of that will be there. Yeah. So we are not doing interpretation though. Yeah, I will show you some of the Ashtaka Varga charts. Now, the first thing, right? Let me close this and let me open it again. Yeah, because I want to show you how it looks like. Okay, so when the software opens up, if you in a Mac, I click on Command M. Just check what that software, the keyboard shortcut should be. You get the file manager. Maybe it's Control M. Yeah, you get the file manager. And this is where I can choose which chart I want to open. Yeah, is it Control M in Windows? Yeah, try Control M. Now let me open. Whose shall I open? Nargis's chart. Okay, I click OK here. Okay, and I've opened. So that's how you navigate, right? All right. Now, at any time, you can click on Control M or Command M, and you'll get the file manager again. Yeah. Okay. Now, the worksheet menu, right? So if you go to, I'll have to enable it because I have disabled it. So these are the icons. You should be seeing these at the very top, right? This is the worksheet menu. So let's click on, let's say, I take the Varga chart. It will be called something different for you because I've customized the names, but this will give me all the different divisional charts. Right? Go through all of those charts, see what each of them are. One of the questions was Ashtaka Varga. Ashtaka Varga will be under transits, right? So over here you have advanced calculations, Ashtaka Varga, Samudaya, Vinashtaka Varga, Prastara Ashtaka Varga, right? This is what you wanted, Prastara Ashtaka Varga. That will be under the transits worksheet. If you want the overall Samudaya Ashtaka Varga, you get this over here. But I can also have this in any screen, right? So say, for instance, let me go to blank, right? So I double click, I get my birth chart, and I put the birth details, right? Now, I want the Samudaya Ashtaka Varga next to this birth chart. So I double click, I come to the bottom, and yeah. So you have Ashtaka Varga section under tables. So over here, choose the Ashtaka Varga, Samudaya Ashtaka Varga graph or the table. And I have the table over here. Yeah. So at this stage of learning the software, you need to explore all the different screens and see what it's capable of. Yeah. Another interesting chart, let's see, if I double click, one thing that I use a lot is planetary information. We actually added this to our screen last time. Extremely useful, right? This one. Yeah? Now, this I go to advanced display options, right click advanced display. We did this last time. I show column titles and I get the titles, right? But there are many columns that you can add. Yeah. So let's say, for instance, I want the declination, advanced display options, and you get all the different columns over here. All these are different things you can add. All this is for planets, analyzing the planet. So declination is 2. Yeah. Before you click, you see at the bottom it says 1 degrees and 3 retrogression combustion. That means 2 is not there. If I click on 2, it gets added to the list. If it gets added and I click OK, you get declination over here. Yeah. If I want to remove something, say for instance over here, nama of each nakshatra, I don't use this in my interpretations. I don't want nama, right? Because it's unnecessary noise for me. I right click, I go to advanced display options. Nama, I search for Nama over here, that is 11, nakshatra sound. I want to remove that. So I go here, I click on nakshatra sound and it gets removed from this list. Yeah. Now if I click OK, Nama is gone. The nakshatra sound is gone. Yeah. I'm going to pause there. See if you can do this much, if you can recreate the screen with Ashtaka Varga and the planetary details. And in the meantime, I'll take some questions if you have.
Can you show this again? I mean, if you take the first only birth chart and then the other chart, can you start with the birth chart? How to start only with the birth chart?
Yeah, okay, so let's do that again. So let me just remove everything, right? So right click and you have a blank screen, right?
I don't have
You,
blank screen. I just, okay. So suppose I open my Kundli and it populates everything.
yeah,
Now,
yeah. You can work with that, right? So maybe you've got something like this, you know, you've got a
yeah,
screen, right? This is what comes with the software when you purchase it, right? So some of
yeah.
these like this, you know, I don't use this, so I customize the screen. The way you customize it is you right click and you make it blank. Start from scratch.
Okay.
That's what I suggest. You can also work with what they have given. I recommend right clicking a cell, clicking on blank, deleting everything and starting fresh. Yeah. When you remove everything, this is what you have. You get a blank screen. Even if you don't have a blank screen. Supposing you have a chart there. Yeah. You double click that, you get this chart and table selection dialog box, and you change what you have over there. So I'll click on chart, birth, sign, Janma. I want the basic birth chart. I click OK, and I get the basic birth chart. I don't know if I'm answering your question. Please ask me if.
Yeah,
Vikram,
yeah. I tried
Vikram
to
sir,
do it. It is making blank.
Sorry,
Vikram
one
sir.
at a time.
Okay, Vikram sir. One question I received just through message.
Yeah,
Once I alter the sheet as per our requirement,
yeah.
some people saying automatically this sheet will be removed when close the system or close this software when it will be save option.
It does save. So I don't know, that may be specific to that person. So let's say, for instance, now in Nargis's chart, right now I've made this blank screen, number 14, and let me add something else here, right? So let me add a Varshafal chart. Let me add dominance. Let me add Bhavabala. So something like this. Let's say I've made this.
How does
What I
this
do,
chart option comes? Using right click if I'm on Windows?
double click.
Okay, double click. Oh,
Double
got it.
click
Yeah.
and you'll get chart and table selection, right? So now let's say I save this. I should get this dialog box. This chart is already saved. Yeah. Let me move across screens. Let me see if it's there. This is there. This is the screen that I have made now, and it's there. Let me go different places. Let me come back over here, blank screen. Okay, this is there. Okay. Now, let's say I close the software. I go to File, Close. Now, if I open again, I go to anybody's chart. This is somebody else's chart. This is Dada Kondke's chart. I come to blank, and it's there. Yeah. Let me try again. Let me close it. Let me open somebody else's chart. Let me open, okay, Anthule's chart. I come back to blank, and it's there. Yeah. Maybe it depends on the memory in that person's computer, because it saves it in real time. Any change I make, the computer is saving it. Yeah. So if there is not enough memory, maybe it's processing something else and it's not saving the changes made. I don't know. Okay. So, anything over here that is interesting? Yeah. So some of these tables, they need to be long. They need to be wide. Okay. So say, for instance, I want to see the compound relationships, the Panchada. Yeah. Now I have this much space over here. If I double click and I put Panchada over there, it may not. Okay, I'm able to see everything because my screen is large, right? But say, for instance, Bhavabala. Let's say I remove that. I remove this and I say I want Bhavabala graph over here. You see how everything gets congested. Capricorn, Aquarius, one is over the other, right? Because the space is too small. So in such cases, I need to make it longer, wider. So I double click, and over here at the bottom, I'll make it 2x1. So it'll occupy 2 cells horizontally and 1 cell vertically. So now it looks better, right? So this is how you customize it. Okay. Are you all able to follow along? Are you all working on the software as we do this? Yeah. Let's go to options and take any of these. Let's take the first one, chart style. Right? This whole user preference dialog box should open up. Can we all do that? Can we say options and choose anyone, and this will open up? Yeah. Now over here, everything is self-explanatory. So for instance, planets displayed, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. You tick mark it if you want Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Yeah. All these different points that Parashara has spoken about, it comes over here. Dhuma, Vyatipata, Parivesha. If you use any of that, click on it. Otherwise, I don't use any of that. I have disabled all of that. The default chart style, whether it's North Indian, South Indian, you can choose that over here, right? I've got default as South Indian. You can customize the look and feel over here, whether you want a border, whether you don't want a border. Also the color of the chart, right? So I've removed all the colors. You can edit all of that. Yeah. Go through all these options. But the most important for us at this time is calculation, Ainamsha. Yeah. So depending on the technique you're using, you need to choose which Ainamsha you work with. The default is Lahiri, but you may want to choose Raman or Krishnamurti, or you can specify the offset. And if you're using tropical astrology, then don't take an Ainamsha. Yeah. I'm going to pause there. I'll let you try this out. Change the Ainamsha and see how that changes your chart. Is everybody with me? Everybody have got this Ainamsha figured out? Let's say
Yeah, it changes the things.
it changes, right? Now, let's say I choose BV Raman Ainamsha. I've selected Raman over here and I click OK. Yeah. Then I go have coffee, tea and come back. And I don't know which Ainamsha I have. Very important that we know. Yeah. Right click, advanced display options always have birth data showing up over here. So then I see that I'm using Raman Ainamsha. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to calculation options. Now, each of us have our own way of doing some of these calculations, right? So for instance, sunrise. Yeah. Each software defines sunrise differently. Yeah. Parashara's light gives you the option to change that definition. Either you calculate sunrise based on center of the sun or on the upper edge of the sun. It changes it by almost 3 minutes. Yeah. So things like this, you can customize it over here. This is very important for Muhurta. The other important thing, even for beginners, is Rahu and Ketu. Are you using true Rahu and Ketu or mean Rahu and Ketu? Yeah, there's a wide debate on this topic, right? I would recommend all of us beginners to start with mean, right? That's the generally accepted norm. So like that, each of this, you can choose the differences, right? Mercury's nature. Is Mercury a malefic or is it a benefic, right? Different astrologers have different ways of interpreting it. So go through all these different options. If you know what you're doing, then change it. Otherwise, stay with the default.
And if this is bit, I mean, we have changed many options. How can we come at the factory setting initial stage?
Factory settings initial stage. I don't know if I can go back only for this. No, you can reset the whole software. So it'll remove all your worksheet options, all your customizations, everything it will remove.
So how
You'll
to
have
reset that?
How to reset that? Where is that?
It
I
means
thought
we
I
have to again
saw it
prepare a new birth chart after deleting the
Uh,
old one.
Yeah, I think you'll have to deactivate the software and reactivate it.
Okay, then that is a very different thing. I mean, we cannot do
Yeah.
it from here, right?
No, it's not possible to do it from here. Okay. There was one question that I got about the transit chart. So let's go there. That comes under calendar. So if you click on charts and then click on calendar, yeah, you get the calendar. Now I'll just open this chart and then I'll tell you how to make sense of this.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Did everybody get the calendar? Okay. Now, the one in yellow over here, for me, it's a Mac. It may be a different color for you, is the current date. So 19th is my current date. Now, every day has a time and a transit, right? So for instance, at 4:50 a.m. today, the moon entered Kritika Nakshatra. Yeah. At 10:11, the moon entered Taurus. Kritika starts in Aries. At 10:11, the moon entered Taurus. And this dotted line says where we are now. I mean, that's it. There's no other transit information based on my options. Now I'll change the options. Before I change that, let's understand this a little more. On the 20th, 2:15, moon enters Rohini Nakshatra. At 11:45, the moon squares the ascendant, right? So the first two letters is the transiting planet, and then comes the birth chart. Okay, so now moon squares the seventh cusp, right? That's the middle point of the seventh house. Moon enters Mrigashira. Now, everything is about the moon over here. Let me change that, right? I right click, I go to calendar options. And I get this dialog box. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Over here, there is something called Edit Transit Preferences. I click on that and I get this very complicated dialog box. Okay, now let's make sense of this. Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu only use. These are the transiting planets in the sky today. So for instance, if you see this 6th April, it's giving me Venus. Now, supposing I remove Venus over here, Venus is gone over here from the 6th. Yeah. Can you try that? Go to calendar options, edit transit preferences. See, most of us, we will not be looking at Venus's transit when we start studying the transit chart. So we can remove the noise. Yeah. What are we looking at? We will look at sun, maybe moon, right? Most of us. Yeah. So just tick mark sun and moon. So you tick mark sun and moon and click OK. Click close and you've got the transits of sun and moon. Yeah. Now let's customize this further. Kind of transits that it needs to show you. It's giving us trines and squares. It's very important in tropical astrology. In Vedic astrology, I think we will start first with points, a transit into the nakshatra, transit into the points degree. Yeah, onto the points sign, right? Sign, nakshatra, that is what we start interpreting first. So I just take that. Entry and exit, every sign, every nakshatra. I don't want every sub unless you're doing Krishnamurti Paddhati system. You will not choose every sub. Kakshas, if you're doing Ashtaka Varga, select Kakshas. But let's keep it simple for now. Every sign, every nakshatra. This is what is transiting. Yeah. But the birth chart is this, number 3. What are we concerned about? Are we concerned about the cusps? Maybe not. I'm concerned about my moon nakshatra, most important. How does the sun transit over the moon? Or if you want, Saturn. When does Saturn transit over the moon? What we call as Sade Sat. This will give you Sade Sat, Saturn and moon. Saturn transiting the moon, natal moon. If you say Saturn transiting natal Saturn, then it's about Saturn return. Yeah. There's also Sade Sati over here, entry and exit. I click OK, I click close. Now I've just got what I've selected. Try it out, see if you can make sense of it. And I'll take questions if there are any. I'm just seeing Anmol's message. Thanks, Anmol. So you're saying options, under options. There you go. Reset all option setting now. So one of you were asking how to reset any changes you have made. So that is there over here. Reset all option settings.
Okay. Calculation.
It'll go back to
option,
factory default.
Yeah. What is this book symbol coming up on the
Now,
this calendar?
Over here, I can use my mouse scroll to go forward in time, right? So it's a quick way to go forward or backward.
Okay.
Any questions? This is slightly advanced.
Can you please repeat?
Yeah, it's not something that
how to
as a beginner you would be using. So let it go if it's not something that's interesting for you.
can you please repeat that how to
I'm going to go
this
back
calendar?
to my blank screen. What I'm using over here. Let me make this blank, make this blank, make this blank, and let's set up certain details here. Dashas, let's put Dasha. Let's put a transit chart. And let's put a divisional chart. Navamsha. For transit chart, I add birth data. Oops. Transit chart, I add birth data. Okay. Now, I'd like to show you the research functionality, but I want to make sure that there are no questions so far before we go into research. All right. There's a very interesting capability called research, and it says search for charts. When I click on that, I get this dialog box. This is when you are processing a large number of charts, like hundreds of charts. First option here is change directory. I'll stay with the GeoVision chart directory, the default directory. Second, specify the search criteria. What charts am I searching for? I click on that and I get the search criteria dialog box. Can we all come till here, please? Can you click on research, search charts, and then search criteria? Yeah. Now, first option here is select grammar. Look at the number of options it provides. I can specify the conditions. I can have just one condition. or I can have condition 1 and condition 2, condition 1 or condition 2, condition 1, 2, and 3, condition 1, all kinds of combinations and permutations are there. Let's take condition 1. One condition I want to put. So I've selected condition 1. Now I need to mention that condition. If I click on this, I get all the different options. So let us say of all the charts I have of Indian actors, I want to see whose ascendant is Leo, the performer. Yeah. So I go to house. Oh, it says planet or ascendant. Okay, so planet or ascendant. I click on planet or ascendant. So I say Lagna, placed in the sign Leo. Can you try this?
How this Lagna is coming up? The planet, Lord, sign, how it is positive. Could you please show that condition 1 Lagna, because it's
Yes, Shri.
asking the planet.
Vikram, can you hear us? Can anyone
Shri,
else hear me?
You're on mute if you're speaking.
I can hear you, Shri, and I can hear you, Vikram.
I think there's a problem at my end. Just 1 minute.
I think we
Yeah,
can reset and then start that.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Tell me, Shri.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to ensure that you can hear me because there was one question also before. Maybe you missed it. I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
One
I
lady who
think I
asked,
missed
and
it.
then one more gentleman. Yeah.
Sorry, something was wrong at my end. Can you please repeat your question?
My question is, how did you bring that Lagna? Please show
Yeah,
that
Lagna.
again.
Okay, let's do that again. Okay, so you came here, right? Over here, I click on specify search criteria. And I'm just doing condition 1, one condition. Okay. Now, in the first drop down, I choose planet or ascendant.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I have to click again. And I get all the planets and Lagna. And then I say placed in the sign. And I want Leo. Yeah. Now the thing is, we can keep adding conditions. Okay, now over here, this is the rule that it's going to search for Lagna placed in the sign Leo. And I say, okay. So that comes over here, Lagna placed in the sign Leo. Now, I need to change the directory because the actors is in a different directory. So let me change the directory. Over here, Indian celebrities, actors. I choose the sub folder where I have the charts of all the actors. Now, the path has changed over here. It's going to search only in that particular path. The search criteria has been mentioned. Now I click on search. Everybody over here with me?
Yeah.
And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charts have Lagna Leo. Now you can also save this as a group for opening it up later if you want. Like this, you can play around with these conditions. So let's say, for instance, condition 1, let's say, or condition 2. Yeah, I didn't get many hits over here. With Leo Lagna, I didn't get many hits. So let us see. Let me put 3 conditions. Condition 1, 2, or 3. First condition, I'll make ascendant placed in sign Leo. Right? That is what we have done all this while. Maybe moon is also important. So now I'll say planet moon placed in sign Leo. Karaka for the 10th is important. So let me say planet Saturn placed in Leo. Not Venus, Saturn. Yeah. See, all why Ketu over here, not Ketu, Lagna. Yeah. You see, all have come. Lagna placed in Leo, or Moon placed in Leo, or Saturn placed in, not Virgo, Leo. Yeah. Yeah. I click OK. Now let's see. I've got more hits. Did everybody get this? Okay, so over here, say for instance, Shabna Azmi's chart, Saturn in Lagna, Saturn in Leo, right? Sunil, ascendant Leo, Moon in Leo, ascendant in Leo, Saturn in Leo, Moon in Leo, Saturn, ascendant, Moon, yeah. Okay. Any questions before I take that other question? I think Shruti, you had asked about astrocartography.
Yeah, Vikram, about this particular one, the research
Mhm.
section, you
Mhm.
can also save these as a group, right? That was one of the
Yeah.
options.
Yeah. So when you save it as a group, if you hit Control M, you get groups over here. This is how you open that group. Yeah.
Right. Okay. One more thing that you were also going to show was yogas, just to see.
Yeah, yogas. Yes, yes. Good point. Let's look at yogas, right? Let's go to my main screen over here. This is Antule's chart, right? I want to know all the yogas applicable in this chart. What you do is, let me just find it. Reports.
I think it's there in tools.
Tools,
options.
there is yoga.
Tools, correct. Tools. Yeah. Options, yoga. Yeah. When you click on this thing opens up on the left. Yeah. But very important, look at the bottom. You have a toggle option. You can either show all the yogas across all the scriptures, which is not relevant for us, or only if applicable. Only if that particular yoga is present in this chart. So what this is saying is Gajakesari is there in this chart. Let us check if Gajakesari is there. Jupiter is in Kendra from the moon, right? Let me turn this into North Indian. So moon, Jupiter is in 4 from the moon. Huh? So you can go through each yoga. It tells you what that yoga is. Saturn occupies the 12th from the sun. It is Voshi yoga. And then it also gives you what that yoga is about. But one point of caution over here, just double check with the scripture if this has been programmed correctly. I've not tested this, but you can always Google Voshi Yoga, see if it's got the interpretation right. From which scripture is it quoting this, right? It should not quote it from Instagram or YouTube, but from some scripture, right? So just do that basic hygiene check. Yeah. Okay. There's a question here, Anmol, compound relationship. So what you do is, let me do it in a blank screen. So let's say I want the compound relation. Let's say I want all the three relationships, right? I've got 3 cells here. I will fill it with the relationships. First, I want permanent relationships. I double click. I come down or go up. Yeah, planetary relations. You have Naisargika, Tatkalika, and Panchada. Yeah. So Naisargika, I get. So over here, how you read it is the sun regards the moon as a friend. Sun regards Mars as a friend, right? This is permanent. I double click, I come down, I click on temporary relationships. This is for this particular chart. If planets are 3 signs, two signs behind, 2 signs ahead, right? That is temporary. I double click, I come down, and I click on compound. I have all the 3. Okay. Last question for astrocartography. Tools, change location tool. Yeah. What that will do is open up the world map. Yeah. Now, over here, the resolution is 800 by 600. I'm going to maximize the resolution 1800 by 1600. And then I'm going to expand this. This is based on the birth chart. Now, the way Vedic astrology approaches astrocartography is very different from tropical astrology. Yeah. What it's doing over here is telling you what is the rising sign in each zone. Yeah. So if I left click, I get the plus. I don't know if you can see it. It's very small, right? And then I can zoom in. I click on zoom in. I've zoomed in over here into South India, right? Let me zoom out a little bit. So now let's read this. You see there's a red line over here, right? Between Africa and India. There's a red line, and then there's a red line here. That whole region is Leo Lagna. Leo is given over here. Within Leo Lagna, there will be 9 amshas. Yeah, that means in Calcutta, at that time of birth, it was Virgo Lagna. Yeah? So in Vedic astrology, this is what we are using. Yeah? What was the rising sign in different regions? Maybe you all want to try this out. Any questions?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is about the main birth chart. Suppose we are looking at the birth chart. Then suppose if I want to say, if I want to transfer my moon as an ascendant, then
Yeah.
how do I shift it, sir?
Right. So this will work only in North Indian chart. So let me make this North Indian chart. Right.
Okay.
Now, what you do is you take your mouse to the moon, MO.
Okay.
You right click.
Okay.
First option, rotate chart to moon. Okay. Are there any questions? Or can we close?
Yes, one more question.
Yes,
If I
yes.
want to see, if I see at my, at the window, I'm working in window. So it is only Navamsha which chart which I can see along with the birth chart, right? If I want to see, let's say Dashash, then how do I add out to my screen?
Do you have empty space in your screen where you can put dashas?
No.
So you need to make space. So for instance, right now I don't have space right over here. I don't have
Okay.
any space. So I right click, I take my mouse to any chart. I
Okay.
right click what I don't want. And I say
Okay.
blank cell. I
Okay.
create some space.
Okay.
Let me remove even this and make some more space. Now I have a lot of space over here. I double
Okay.
click and I choose what I want to fill it up with. Right. So over here I have dashas.
Sir, when I right click, no, so the space
Don't
got
right
blank.
click.
Oh,
Blank,
sorry.
right? Now double click.
Now double click. Okay. Okay, so I get all the options. Okay.
Choose dashas.
Dashes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now
Yeah.
I've got dashas.
Okay, so now it's 2 by 1, 3 by 1. So I
You can
select
choose
from
what
there.
you want. So let's say I
Oh,
make it 1 by 2 because I want it long.
okay.
Yeah. So now I've got long.
Okay. Okay. Dashas. Okay. 2 by 1. It's
Okay.
showing Vimshottari. Okay.
Yeah, Vimshottari. So if you want to change the dasha, you click on Vimshottari, single left click on Vimshottari, and you can choose which dasha you want.
Okay. And if I want to see Navamsha and those houses, I mean, okay, then I can select. Okay, got it, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And if I have to select 2 from the same, then
Select
1 by
2
1 I have to
meaning?
do. Suppose Navamsha and Dashamsha.
Supposing you want 2 divisional charts. Good question.
2
So I've
divisional
got
chart.
place here. So let me put the Navamsha here first. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Add to
I
chart,
did
birth,
it.
sign, Navamsha. Okay. Let me make this North Indian. Now this is the D9. Yeah. Over here, I can make this D10. This is D10 now. I can have multiple divisional charts in the same screen.
Sir, I didn't get it, sir. Can you just please repeat, sir?
Yeah, you got the Navamsha, right?
Okay. Yes, I got it.
Okay, now if you want the Dashamsha also, double click wherever you want the Dashamsha, you double click. Let's say I want to put the Trimshamsha over here, right? I double click.
Okay.
I click on chart, birth, sign, and I search for Trimshamsha.
That is fine, sir. That is okay, sir. But sir, if I want to see Shadbal, Vimshotri, and Navamsha.
Okay, you want
I mean,
Shadbal.
how
you
many,
have to. You can each cell you can have something different.
Acha. So the number of cells which I have on my screen is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right?
6 cells, right? Yeah.
6 cells. If I
But
want
I want
to increase,
more.
I want more. Yes.
You click on this top right hand corner where it says I've got blank. Maybe it's saying something different for you. Over here you can choose how many you want. See, 6 by 5, 30 cells you can have.
Sir,
or
where
6
do
by
I have
4.
to click it? One second. I missed it, sir. 1 second. Where do we have to click, sir?
You see this top left right hand corner where it says 14 dot blank.
1 second, sir.
It'll say something different for you, but you'll have the name of the worksheet over there.
Name of the worksheet. Worksheet properties, sir.
Worksheet properties. Very good. So
Worksheet
now
properties.
see, dimension over here, it says 3 by 3. That means I've selected 3 by 3 grid. But now supposing I want 6 by 5. 30 cells I can have. Everything will shrink,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And you have
Okay.
space to create more.
Okay. 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 Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Let me stop sharing. All right. So that kind of brings us to a close for this session. Experiment with the software, right? You can always reset, but it's a never-ending process. Think of it as a toy. You've just purchased a new toy and you can do lots with this toy. Yeah, it took us many years to understand the capabilities. I think the best thing you can do now is to have fun, right, with the software. Yeah. Thank you to Rajdeep sir. If you all ever want to learn astrology, you can check out my website. It's allthingsvedic.in, or consultations as well. Yeah. Shall
Do we
we?
have any
Yeah.
PDF? I mean, any help sort of document, PDF document,
Yes,
help document?
there is. So over here, if you go, let me share my screen. So if you go to help over here, you have a manual.
Okay.
Okay.
It's quite extensive, actually.
Okay.
Okay. Sir, what
So
is
we'll
use
be,
balloon help?
sorry, come again.
Use balloon help. I mean, what is that? The second option, use balloon help.
I'm not sure, actually.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much, Vikram sir. Or
Thank you, sir.
some more drop down also be explored by yourself also, and we also as a good as a astrology student we are, so not even prediction. You can also, as like sir already said, it is toy. You can always be fun from this software, and lot of new things will be come out from there. So thank you so much. We have completed our 2 session. The video recording will be available very soon with combined on Sambhav Jyotish channel and All Things Vedic. You can see or learn more from there. Anything as we are available for our groups, Vikram sir and myself also. We are open for any question for astrology and relevant topic. So thank you so much for all that joined with us. Not least, but at least we are open for all. Thank you so much, Vikram sir, for your valuable time slot. And I thank you
Thank
so
you,
much
sir.
for all people that joining with us. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.